So we are talking about place value. We've been talking about place value. We just watched Mr. R's song about place value. We also watched the Number Rock song about place value. I didn't record them because then I run into copyright issues. But if you want to watch those on your own, again, you are totally encouraged to do that. Go find the Number Rock song on place value. Right now, I want to, we're going to do some work. So I want to talk about if my friend Sophia has $250 in $10 bills, how many would Sophia have? So we would do the work in order to figure this out, right? We would have to, so let's read this again. How many $10 bills does Sophia have? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. Okay, so we could sit there and we could do all that, or you could also look at your place values right here. You have 5 groups of 10 right there. And how many groups, how many we know? 10 tens make 100. So if you have 200, you would have 20 tens, right? 20 tens plus 5 tens, that would be 25 tens. But if we go on count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we could sit there and do all that work, or you could know that each time, right, if you have the number 100 and you want to look at how many tens there are, how many total tens, you just look at those and you'd say, oh, there's going to be 10 total tens. If you have the number, my pen's being wonky, 200, you'd go at your tens group and you'd look over in order to see how many total groups of 10 you'd have, and you'd have 20 tens. If you have 210, you look at your 10 and you look one over, you'd have 21 groups of 10, right? All right. So they had 25 tens. Now, what if Sophia gave 6 $10 bills to her sister? How many would she have left? And that we could go, pass it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, there's another way to do that. I mean, if you know you've got 25 tens, you could subtract 6 tens right there. You cannot subtract in any order. You have to start with that top number. So I would have to what's called borrowing, what I like to call it stealing, because I'm not going to give it back. I put that 10 up top. I only take 1, and the other 10 that I took goes over here. Now I have 15 minus 6. Okay? And I know that 9 plus 6 equals 15. So I would say 9, right, plus 6 would equal 15. I don't have anything to subtract from my 1. I'd bring it on down. 19. Did I get the same answer both ways? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So you can do it both ways. You can count up all those tens and then take 6 away, or you could do it like that. Okay? All right. We're going to talk about different ways to write numbers. If I have this number. So I'm going to write a number, and then you guys are going to tell me what it is. What number do I have? Who's ready? Jaya.
234.
Very good. 234. Now, if I were to write, let's see. If I were to write 3 tens, 4 ones, and 2 hundreds, what number would I have? What number would that make? I can see lots of boys and girls working along with me. Thank you. What are you thinking, Ashlyn? Ashlyn, can you hear us? You got your computer screen, so I'm seeing a great view of your counter, but not so much your face. So Amy showed me how she wrote it. She wrote 342. But is that correct? Thumbs up if you agree with Amy. Thumbs down if you don't agree. You're shaking your head. Oh, I see a couple thumbs up. I see a couple thumbs down. If you are shaking your head, we say, Amy, thank you so much for trying, but we disagree with you. You just wrote 3, 4, and 2. Did you look at the place values? That's where Amy made her goofy mistake. That's okay. Everybody makes goofy mistakes, huh? Look at your place value, Amy. If you were to fix that and look at what I wrote for place values, could you fix your goofy mistake? So why don't you guys write down what you think that number would be? Jaya, I need you to follow along with us.
I don't have my stuff.
Okay, then just think in your head. Be prepared next time, okay? Ooh, I see a couple of people writing it down and showing me. Ashton, it would be great if we could get some participation. I would love to actually see your face and not the counter. If you could turn that Chromebook or that tablet, or Chromebook, so I could see you. Tilt the screen down a little bit so I'm not looking at your forehead. Oh my gosh, there's your face. It's Ashlyn in the flesh. There she is. I like it. Thank you. Okay, if you wrote 234, you'd be correct. Because if you look at the place value, you've got a 2 hundreds, you've got 3 tens, and you've got 4 ones. So you need to write those in your place value spots. 2 in the 100 spot, 3 in the 10 spot, and 4 in the 1 spot. So Amy figured out her goofy mistake and she fixed it. Great job, Amy. Thank you. That's how we learn. We learn through fixing our mistakes. Mistakes are actually great because mistakes help our brains learn. If we just did everything perfect, it would be really hard for us to learn new things. So mistakes are great because they help our brains learn. And do you know what this is called? When we write out the words like this is called unit form because we're writing how many are in each place value in each unit. This is called unit form, and you guys are going to be practicing writing numbers in different ways. Okay, this is called unit form. So if I were to give you, let's see, I'm going to give you another number. Well, I'm gonna write that in order again. Okay, so I'm gonna write 2 hundreds. Oh my goodness. Hello, Cambry. You missed the first grade meeting, hun, but I'm glad to see you. You would write 2 hundreds, and then you'd write 3 tens and 4 ones. Okay, and that's our unit form for the word. And so when we write a number like this, Troy, honey, don't do that with your camera. You're gonna make me feel sick. 234, just like that. That's called standard form. So this is unit form, and this is standard form. Now, when you write it just how you would say it, 234, that is word form. So we're talking about writing our numbers in different ways. So we've got unit form, we have standard form, and we have word form. Sophia, do you have a question?
Miss, I can only see you, except for nobody else.
Okay, well, as long as you can see me, don't worry.
Okay.
Just because I know the internet's being a little fussy, don't worry. As long as you can see us, don't worry if you can see everybody else, because I can see everybody else, and I can see on your computer what you're seeing. And yeah, it just seems like your internet doesn't want to load everybody. Okay, don't worry about it. As long as you can see me as the teacher, that's kind of the important spot for now. Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna call on Cambry, but it looks like she disappeared, so I guess she'll have to wait. All right. So let's talk about another number, putting different numbers in different place values. So let's see, if I had the number 243 written right there in standard form, how many hundreds are in that number? How many hundreds are in that number? I can see Troy's got his answer on the tip of his tongue. I see Jay has got her answer. Ashlyn has her answer. Valerie, Rudy. Ashlyn, can you use words and tell me how many hundreds are in that number?
2.
200s, very good. So we would write this 200 plus how many tens are in that number? You guys can show me on your fingers. How many tens? Oh, very good, very good. I see 4 tens, excellent. So we would write 40, right, or 4 tens. And then how many ones? How many ones are in that number? I see fingers with 3, and if you wrote 3, you'd be correct. And guess what? It's kind of cool. You guys just made a number bond.
16.
Look at that. You need a number bond where we added 3 numbers. Oh my gosh. Mind blown. Samuel, I can't tell if you're actually paying attention with you laying down like that. It doesn't even look like you're looking at us. It is not nap time, sweetheart. We're almost done.
Also, a number bond can have 10 circles for 10 numbers.
It could, but that would get a little bit confusing. So let's just stick with 3, right? For now. Hundreds, tens, or ones. Miss Kennison lost her head there for a minute. Goodness gracious. All right. And if I were to write that out in unit form, it would say 200, 4 tens, 3 ones, right? My unit form. Okay, if I were to write that in word form, it would be 243, if I can fit it. 3. Okay, very good. Thank you guys. For those of you who are able to work right along with me, awesome job. I appreciate seeing and hearing you guys participate in the work. Thank you. All right, let's
you want more?
We're going to keep going. Oh, yeah. So now I have the number 605. Now let's build our number bond with each one of our place values. Okay, how many hundreds do I have in this number? How many hundreds, Valerie? Valerie?
I think she's frozen.
No, I don't think she's frozen. I can see her little eyeballs moving.
She's trying to defeat.
Okay, Valerie, if you scroll down to the bottom of the screen, you can see your mute. But anyway, Jaya, can you tell us how many hundreds are in this number?
6.
6. Very good. I would write 600. And I could also write 6 hundreds. How many tens do we have in this number? Samuel, how many tens?
0.
0. Right? And I could say 0 tens. And how many ones do I have in this number? Oh, Zuhaidi?
5.
5. Very good. And that just is written like a 5 because it's in the ones place value. 5 ones. If I were to write that in words, it would be 605. Right? Because there's nothing in the tens place. So it would just be 605. All right. You guys are good. And sometimes, like, if it's got that 0 in there, you don't always have to put it. Sometimes it's good to remember to put so you can hold that place value with the 0 if you think you might forget if you don't put it. Jaya, why don't you put that tool down, honey? That's a tool, not a toy. It's a learning tool. All right. I think we could do one more. What's my number? What's my number? Rudy, what's my number?
140.
Oh, you're so close. You're mixing up your place values. It can't be 40 because I don't have a 4 in the tens place value. So if I have just a 1 in the tens group and then 4, what number is that, Rudy?
14.
14. Excellent. So it's 114. Ooh, your brain is growing now. You're thinking about those numbers. Very good. How many hundreds do I have in that number? How many hundreds? Show me on your fingers, everyone. Show me how many hundreds in the hundredths place. Oh, I love that I see almost everyone's fingers. Valerie looks like she's frozen. I have 100. Very good. How many tens do I have? Show me on your fingers how many tens I have. I see another 1 popping up in the air. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Samuel. Look at your tens place. How many tens are there? 1 group of 10, right? That's a number, and the teens have a group of 10. 14 is a group of 10, and 4 extra ones. Okay, numbers in the teen have a group of 10. That's 110. And then, as I said, 14 is a group of 10 with 4 extra ones. And then we would write that in unit form as 1
Extra
100, 1 10, and 4 ones. Okay, and then in word form, that would be 114. Right? I see lots of learners working hard. Very good. All right. So remember, we have been practicing our standard form, which is just how you normally see a number written out there. We've seen our unit form where we talk about how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones there are. And then we have our word form where we have it written out in words. Different ways to write a number. Okay. All right, Rudy, where is your writing stuff, bud? Oh, so you have it right in front of you and you're not working? Okay, you got to try to do this along with us. Do you guys know when you write it down, it helps your brain learn it even more? Because then you see it, think it, write it. So if you can write it down, it helps your brain. It's one more step on the way to learning it. See it, think it, write it. Okay? One more step on the way to learning. All right. Very good. Okay, I want you guys, if I have this number, I want you guys to think about how I would write that in unit form. Unit form.
Hundreds, tens, and ones.
Troy. Thinking in your head. Thinking in your head. 342 is my number. Think about unit form. All right. Rudy, could you help me out here? Cambry, I think your 2 is backwards. It looks like a 6. Can you help Saul fix your mistake and learn from it? Rudy, how many hundreds do you have?
3.
Right, and so to write this in unit form, we would say 3 hundreds. How many tens? Who's ready for tens? Miss Jaya, are you ready?
There's 4 tens.
4 tens. Very good. And I can see a lot of your brains working so hard. So Miss
Bob.
Amy, if you're going to write it like that, make sure you put the hundreds there. Otherwise, it looks like you just have 3 plus 4 plus 2. Make sure you put the hundreds. Make sure you put the tens. Make sure you put the ones. Amy, look at how I did it. Put those place values. Okay. And now how many ones do we have? Who's ready with the ones? Valerie, do you think you can answer us the ones? Cambry, your 2 is still backwards. It looks like a 6, girlfriend. I see 346, not 342. And maybe if you need to write it 2 like this, that's okay. Avery, do you see that? Okay. How many tens? Who can help me out? Or how many? Okay, sorry. Jaya said how many tens? How many ones? We're at ones now. Valerie?
2.
2 ones. Very good. And we would say 2 ones. Okay, and it would look like this too. 300 plus 40 plus 2. Okay, and then in word form, it would be 300 42. 342.
Yes.
All right. Boys and girls, thank you, those of you who are being really active learners and doing it along with me and thinking along with me and letting your brain see it, think it, write it. Right? If your brain see it and your brain think it and your body writes it, you're so much more likely to learn it than if you're just sitting back watching somebody else do it, okay? So see it, think it, write it. All right, if you are still writing it down so your brains get it as writing, you can finish that up. If you are done with writing or you didn't come prepared to the lesson today, you may go. I really, really want you guys to come prepared to our lessons, okay? So make sure you are ready to do the work. You, just like you're in school, you better be ready to work. Miss Cambry, I need to talk to your grown-up, okay?
Okay. Oh.
All right, so you may go if you're done.
Bye.
Can you do that? Bye.
See you later, Tammy. Goodbye. I'll see you in library. Okay. Bye.
Oh, nice work, Sahedi. Looking good.
Bye.
Bye, Rudy.